But I saw something good about Zahara. It's nice to see nice tweets about Zahara, not anything slandering. Because she's a legend, truly.
Yeah. Did you guys watch? Well, first of all, do you watch that Messi's video?
Oh, shoot!
Well, that got you excited.
I don't know what's happening.
So, Simso started this truth. It's basically truth or drink.
Okay.
So
for celebs, of course.
Yeah, he invites celebs. So far, there's been Dumandano, the Major League Brothers, and
okay, I saw the Major League Brothers.
Yes, it was that. China way, Anyway,
I haven't thought this, but I saw that situation. Yeah, apparently he was on spilled the beans about smashing one of the black motion gents with Tag. And apparently Tag was in a relationship. It was
a very serious relationship.
Yeah, it was
Tama has a kid, guys. Tama has a daughter.
Yeah. Never mind a daughter, never mind a kid. You can have a kid but not be in a relationship. Like, maybe a relationship and then you go play around and then your shit is just out there.
It's those guys that does shoot you guys. So maybe.
Welcome to the Open Box. I am one of someone that does on people shit precious and soul me, but these gents do call me Ghost Lady because well, I'm a ghost. And welcome to
episode 7.
I've been away for the longest time now.
No, you've been in another that is a new dimension, another universe.
Like I've been away for the longest time, and it just feels good to be back.
Thank you. Maybe we can say this is a special edition.
Yeah.
The podcast because it's ghosty. We've had some productions that did not air. Remember there was a time when Ghosty was not here and we just kept shooting.
2 consecutive episodes that did not happen our way. Because the Ghosty was not here. I was like, that's too time.
But it's good to have you
I'm
back.
sorry guys. I'm back now.
Yeah. Is it just your flow? Even got a nice baby. Even got a nice baby. Ghosty here looking good. Simba's here looking good. Married man.
Whoa, not on this platform.
Why did you say
No, you can't get married but not expect us to do
yeah, no, you got married yesterday. We want to talk about that. Your wife already on the internet, bro.
Like we didn't even know about your wife.
You posted your wife, but now you want to talk about her. How would you feel if she wasn't some platform and she didn't want to talk about the husband?
Guys, just forget about it. Just forget about it.
You know we're not gonna. Otherwise we'll break. We're gonna go back to 2 years if you don't know this.
But rather, at this point,
how's your wife gonna feel?
I'm joking, no man. I don't know guys, me I'm happy man. You!
How much was Lobola?
The Google Affairs is 75 rands.
No, but Lobola. No, you'll be married before Lobola.
Reverse processes. Please.
Yeah, I tried to slew.
Respect.
Mama Lobola,
yeah, in the
accordance. No, in accordance.
Oh. How much damage do they
there's no damage, she's not pregnant.
Oh, sorry, that's not
damage.
I clearly know nothing about these things. Clearly, I'm not married. kid, I'm not a father yet.
How many cows?
Do you think I'd take up?
Yeah, how many
For
cows?
your hey, we had to check how much they actually lost you. And it depends, right? But one of the gents was like, yeah, I need to take out 1 million for a hand. And I'm just like, no, man, don't need a million, bros. Okay, go, okay, wait, I'll get you in the convo. But before we even start that conversation, I feel like going on, right? Let's introduce. We already said that Ghost is here, and Simba is here, the couch is here. The juice is here.
The MacBook is here. The loader is here.
The light is here.
You know what I mean? And the viewer is here as well. So shout out to the viewer for tuning in. I'm one of the people in the podcast, go by the name of Simz, that's a five underscore. And I'm here with my favorite people again, doing it better than we did before. So yeah, man, shout out for watching. Simba's married, so we're gonna touch on that.
Guys,
on that Lobola stuff. Anyways, how much you take out for Lobola? There's a gentleman who says he'd do a million. Like he's willing to do a million. That's fine. That's it. It's not the money. It's fine.
To be like, guys, I'm Simba. Like, nigga, what the fuck?
You're married, dog.
And I don't think I'm gonna be taking out $1 million in Lobola. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. I'm Simba, and for now.
But what does it depend on?
I really think there's a lot, man. Remember, Lobola traditionally is determined. The worth is determined by the family of the daughter and of the girl. Predominantly, the father and the uncles and so forth. So based on, I feel like in this current generation, there's a lot of factors that are considered. Is she a graduate? In what field? Oh, is she bagging 6 figures on her own? I mean, because if she's bagging 6 figures on her own per month, when are you bagging 4? Then they're not gonna.
Simba. Simba's into this.
The husband is just looking at me.
What does it depend on? You can feel us in, because I mean, you are a woman, so you might know exactly.
If it were solely up to me, okay? And don't get me wrong, I respect it, I understand the background behind it, and I understand it. However, I feel like and people are forgetting at the end of the day, Lobola is supposed to help with your wedding/marriage. So it's basically you investing in Ushadwa. But now people go recklessly spend in Lobola. The wedding day comes, you spend more money, and then when you are actually in the marriage and it's no longer just the wedding day, you're stuck. You're financially ruined. Why? Because then it's some clothes. No, I'm saying I'm there.
Sure.
What's some clothes? I know so shy. So what happens after marriage? You need to take on a mortgage, almost. So how are you paying? How are you paying for that? You need to buy a car. Say you don't have a car yet, you need to buy a car. How do you do that? And also, how successful they are for the woman now to be determined. It's troubling because sometimes, let me just give you this example. The fiancé. Say they met, the fiancé, and then he starts paying for her fees. Does that now automatically mean sister they say the word on they say?
Hectic, yeah.
But
I really hear you.
Yeah, was a good.
But yet here I am shut to you.
There are so many misconceptions in your world. If we could just stick to the initial one, then it would make
Which one
much
is the
sense.
initial one?
Ukuthi sihlanganiswa imindeni, ne? So it's acknowledging ukuthi, here's your daughter. Ngiyacela ukuzisa ngalo. But also, emqondweni womuntu obaqala ilobola, I feel like they came in ngemqondo yokuthenga.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do we mutually love one another, but I still need to pay for you to be mine?
No,
How do you feel about
I think my opinion on the Lobola is vumelana nopost 100%. I wish I'm totally different nopost and because I think Lobola is a token of appreciation from Wazoke to Wadlamini or to whatever, to say I am in love with the person that you raised and I acknowledge the family that she comes from and whatnot. Second, ubudlelwane between Babazoke and Wadlamini. Not to say I am buying, because Gafana, once I have taken out this token of appreciation for your daughter, I'm now also responsible for her family. Renovate or the next name is of renovate against the sound. Because that's also home for me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like across, I need to get now, right? So I think inflated prices of the border now absurd. Compared with for the world, million in that. That's what I was telling the gentleman. I think he was saying to me, I can afford it. I don't think it's about that. Maybe it is to an extent, right? But after that, I just think $1 million is a lot for the world. So I must do all these things that I was saying, like still being your family, it's a lot. Another nigga, my own actually was on the show, said that if he takes out R1 million for you, he's done with that family.
He has to be, because it's going to be a thing of 10 years.
Yeah, I give you a meter, don't ask me for anything.
Okay, but what happens if...
Unless the guy can afford it, in the sense of he's a celebrity, maybe.
No, never mind that.
That's inflated, bro.
I think if you're family now, but if they're pushing them wrong, they're going to take that million as is.
Because I'm also lost. I don't lie.
Okay, no. I didn't want to say it in English because it sounds bad. But if the family is smart, they will take that million as is. You really don't have to do with any guy. You don't have to do anything with Imanelo one. There's nothing pressing that you need to do with Imanelo one. So take it, put it in the bank, invest it for as long as those people are going to be engaged. Right. So there's processes after either one. It doesn't stop at either one. There's remember, so and then if you want to go with a traditional wedding, then you go with them. You understand?
Yeah.
You could really just use that money for that.
Facts.
Because what I'm saying, my biggest thing is life after the wedding. Life in marriage. So because when exactly.
Yeah, it's tricky.
The problem with our town is, I think we live so much to impress the next man.
Yes.
We live to be the subject amongst people. Let me just say that. Like, if they talk about me because I paid that much money and did this and that, I'm cool. But truth of the matter is, and I think people, man, it's an absurd mentality that when you are hungry, right? But you'd rather be extra on things that
make people think that you're not hungry.
Thank you, my brother.
And be hungry in silence.
Thank you, my brother.
Remember like those people that go to groove.
Please talk because I actually wanted to say something along those lines.
Oh, okay. It's like those people that go to groove and they spend and spend.
Yeah.
Also, bayanqonqoza bafuni 2 eggs. Why didn't you buy eggs and bread, Chief, instead of?
I really wish Danielle was here so we could have a good laugh.
Oh yeah. What's the bad?
You know what the thing is now?
Yeah.
The thing with us has always been routine. If we can move your
Yeah.
then we can do it. Because as soon as it's in the monthly, you don't do that. You don't do that. And it's hard for me to say something and not think of someone who's going to know who I'm talking about. So I'll refrain from doing that. But I know if Danielle watches this, she'll know just from the story that you told.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody that we've been, kind of observing.
Yeah.
Not because we're being judgmental, but because we've tried to help before.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't helped.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's one thing to do things for clout and come back and weep your eyes out afterwards.
Yeah.
There are people who do things for clout and still come back and live a luxurious life. Not the one that they kind of portray to others, but it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Understand? So rather chase clout was that you're not sleeping hungry. You're not bugging your parents for money that you don't necessarily need. Can't be like, Ishmana, next thing we see you at TOV. Again, yes, I post it, guys. I post it.
I'll be honest, what's the day?
Now, that's I'm just going my turn.
This is a space, right? This is a podcast where we need to speak our realities, our truths. I used to do that, But I realized you can't get stuck there, right? Like, I had a period where we did Namachita, but we were always a group of gents, they made the moves, So we always had somebody to fall on and shit at the fan, But as we grew older, we became our own people, and we realized that if I do this, I need, So you need to grow from that, because otherwise you're gonna have serious financial issues, because I was prioritizing, like certain things, and it's really killing the youth. That thing. I used to be the youth, but that's about the death.
I said, I remember there was once a time in my past life. I think it was when I was. It's quite recent though, dog.
How recent? Yeah.
No. It was SRC time. Yeah. So I think it was my second salary.
You blew it!
Yo, I blew it! Oh, so, sharp, it was that day when we went to Trom's, dog. That Thursday when we went to Trom's.
Except
you left.
Trump's days are missing.
Trump's days are missing.
If you don't know Trom's, then you're here for students, man.
Not the module.
Not the module.
Oh, my way.
Except that thing turned to a club.
It did.
Legit, yo, bro, it turned to a club.
We knew it, see, every Friday, always a day, they are amalgamating there over revolutionary water. So, after Troms, I made an impulsive decision. And like my mom sent me mine. Let's see, this one is usually your money that you should get. It's a sharp thing. I wasn't expecting the salary then. And that time it was money that was just heavy. So I was like, okay, I can drink from some of this, and then I will reimburse when in the area and so on. I was only planning to spend more money, 500 there. No,
Spending 3,000.
we're gonna say, dog, I am left with 10 rands from 1.5 that got in the previous year.
This has been a situation the jobs, yes. So we got the aim was for 4 years. Actually 2 years, man. Yeah, but that's my pre-police and father there. Yes, baby, take the boy.
What is this?
Yo, which one is this one? See, put it in the channel, they all get it.
Yeah, but for me, one thing that got me to stop that habit, or it wasn't even a habit, but the one thing that got me to not do that was that guilt is shit.
Yeah.
I actually spent so much money on alcohol.
Yeah, you know, and it's a fucked up feeling, realizing how much money you spend on booze. You're just like, what the fuck, bro?
You can't be like, yo,
It actually reminds
We
me
can't be
of
the
that episode, the Major League Brothers. So Ola Caesar is asking Uti, what is the most that you've paid for booze?
Yeah.
And they said how much? 100 and something K.
Yeah.
Ola Caesar is like, never. In terms of work, say
never, dog. Why?
Yeah, but we do spend a lot on booze, and I'm not gonna be like those people who say, like, it's fucked up, how much we spend on booze, eh?
it is, man, but you know what? Let me tell you something. Lendia fan, your spending habits are always going to be bad. If you're a spender, they're always going to be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I stopped drinking alcohol.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Thanks, guys.
We still need to grow up.
No.
No, but also alcohol consumption is not.
Yeah, it's not as.
Yeah,
So
I'm extra with booze, but when I drink, but I can go full 3 months, no booze.
I mean, guys, I used to drink. Like, I used to drink.
Yeah.
And I hope my mom and dad are not going to watch.
Separate.
I'm gonna say. No, I know my sister knows.
Yeah.
I know my sister knows. But I used to really drink. I used to be the type of person that kept a bottle of whiskey and vodka in my cupboard.
Yeah.
Every single week I finished both.
You did.
No. And I never used to dash. I went in.
You were a real Russian.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So when I stopped drinking, it wasn't a tragic. Nothing tragic happened for me to stop drinking. I just woke up one day not wanting alcohol, because of the heat. And everything else that I tried to drink would make me sick.
Yeah.
But also, I crave cognac or whiskey.
Yeah.
So I would drink cognac or whiskey.
Yeah.
But also there was a limit.
We did go overdose like that now. And our boys.
And so I stopped my drinking habits, but I got into other habits. I spend money, so I'm not gonna say recklessly because now I've grown financially.
You've got other things now that I get you.
Yeah, I will buy sweets.
There's always gonna be something that you spend on.
So I don't like it when people say, "Oh no, you know what you could do with that money that you're using to drink, or for smokers. Do you know what's it?
How many times do people tell you that?
If
Chief, who smokes, Chief?
Yeah.
Who smokes?
Wow, wait.
Who smokes?
That's some other day.
some other gentleman.
That's some other jet. I thought he knew the jets I was talking about. But clear. But clear.
Your eyes are the guy.
Yeah, man. Don't want.
Would you, Alfred?
Alfred Mahoma.
Why did you keep it? How?
Alfred who? Alfred who? Alfred who? We must actually Google that thing.
Alfred Mahoma.
I'm done with you guys.
But don't you vouch for that? Let's Google that thing.
Google it. Let's do it. I don't like having the other podcast. Simba's an ass. Simba's an ass.
Did I ask you?
No.
I didn't ask you then. You just
Yeah,
said.
yeah. Just flip you, dog.
You said Alfred who?
Mahumwa.
How can you spell that?
It's Mapongwa, but
Mapongwa.
you pronounce it as Mapongwa.
You know the ladies.
Alfred Mapongwa by the real name of Kota Sehapelo.
Yo, what you? That guy. When I post that down, that guy told me.
Hey, man, I do know Simba is apparently this hobby now. I saw a couple of people are talking about Simba.
Simba.
Are you guys on that Skip Sound too?
No, I don't watch it. I actually want to see his face. Oh, this guy! I don't know this
Is he a principal?
Yeah, he's the principal.
Oh, he's one of the teachers
Simba.
in the school. Yeah.
Wait, the Alfred.
Mapongwa.
Really? Hey, man.
You watch any soapies? You watch any soapies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch. What do I watch? I'm trying to think of it in order.
Yeah.
I watch House of Sweden.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
House of Sweden.
Okay. House of Sweet.
Is it not a fashion show?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
I love it so much.
House of Sweet.
I watch House of Sweden. I watch Deep City. I watch. Well, obviously the Queen, but not.
Into it,
I watch. What's that other thing?
The river.
No, actually, I haven't watched that in a long time.
In the letter, 8:30. 161. It replaced the Simba. I've never watched it, so
Deep City.
The Deep City.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Deep City. And I actually watch a lot of things. Not a lot, like 5, but I can't remember the other things.
I watched Komora yesterday.
Oh, more. You know what I watched? I watched it like in 10, guys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's in 10, guys.
I've never watched it.
You know what got me into watching Debenton?
Yeah. What's it about?
It's a hospital,
Okay.
basically. So the drama revolves around the staff in the hospital. It's everyone.
Okay.
So I never used to watch it in Jen because I didn't. The acting at the beginning was, you know. Now they're getting better. You understand? But I don't watch it for the acting.
Yeah.
I watch it. No, I watch it. Every episode is left with a cliffhanger.
Oh shit. Yeah. It brings you to
So,
the next.
something happens, something tragic happens, and then it's always like, whoa! It's the whole song is like, whoa!
Is that the...
Whoa! And you actually feel the pain. It's what you feel by the character. It's what you feel like. It's like, whoa.
Check it out.
I don't know.
Just for that part.
Just go to the end and watch it come to the last 3 minutes. Oh boy. There's probably going to be somebody who had to shower and they're lifted and it's like, oh.
What do you think of our production in general, like in Mzansi?
Oh, it's phenomenal, bro. I feel like in Zanzibar, we have this unique storyline.
Sure.
Like in Mzansi, you can have a very similar background, but the stories will never be boring.
Sure.
That's one thing I've noticed. Look at the commonalities in Abo Isibaya, Abo, your old soapies, Abo Zone 14,
Sure.
you know, all those, they have this. You can feel it's this is from South Africa. Yeah. I used to watch soapies growing up, but then I had my family dynamics were very weird. So I had low-key xenophobic, reverse xenophobic dad. Very funny. So
okay,
sure.
he's the foreigner, but Like my dad always had this thing, well, not really xenophobic, but he had this thing, you would see, you cannot want to learn another language, a foreign language, or foreign to us, when we have not mastered, or my sisters at the time had not yet mastered our home language. Also, because it's difficult for my parents to adapt to Isitswana or whatever language, because they have their language, you understand?
Yeah.
So it really pissed them off with Sitina, Isitswana or whatever, and he couldn't understand. So when it came to and Ella Vele is just not.
No, but I have this thing. Before the kids understood English, especially my English. Mine is when. So my sister and I, we have this thing which is Sut. We both don't know Sut, but it's Slanganese. Mrs. Fulukam.
Sure.
So I understand where it came from.
Like a garden is so
No, I get you. But yeah, so they never, like my dad also, he doesn't like subtitles. You understand? Whereas if you are a national citizen, you can watch those things and not really need subtitles. So another thing he has to read subtitles. So we never watched our shows. I used to watch them when I got home, the times of PVR. Like I would record. I used to love Muvango. I love Muvango. I love Muvango only turned me off at one observation. After one observation. I think it's Murano. Murano is the guy with the... Yeah. That's that guy. Who's dating the... I think Matsidi's show.
Matsubi's was beautiful. The reception.
Woo! No, is that Matsidi's?
Yes.
The reception.
They are married, you know, Sienna and Murano.
Oh, Buddha is one. Is the one from the suit. I want to see the back couple. Shut up, don't let that nigga. Don't let that nigga. You will let that nigga cease.
I actually am a planning to go around
that one, it turned me off at one point, but when I realized Morada always kept speaking to his hand in Venda, but she responded in Sotho, and they understood it. What's happening?
No, but that is, I think that's common. It's common. It's like if I had to date a Sotho guy.
If you date a Sotho guy.
Please don't ask me such questions. But no, I have not. I have a preference.
I know you.
Please. Yeah.
Those words are hypothetical. I put it into context.
I hypothesizing.
No, if I had to date a Sotho guy, I understand when people speak Sotho, but I will not respond in Sotho. So I will respond, if you understand this is Zulu, but can't speak it, then we're gonna have that. Because it also happens with a queen. Now it's so sharp, you understand, and it happens. It's just, I think at this point it's showing people which you can accommodate one another. Though you can't speak each other's languages, you can find grounds of understanding.
People must let other people like it.
Me, I love
Zulu. Maybe I can speak a couple, but I'm happy about the number of languages I can speak actually. Man, you don't think they were Swahili or some shit.
I know what happened to me. I think not wanting to. It's not a thing of me not wanting to learn other languages, but it was me being put off by the things that happened in my life. So in primary, I was supposed to obviously learn Afrikaans. Funny stuff because everyone at work speaks Afrikaans. So I always sit there and stuff.
That's one language, Kiyana.
So I was practically forced to being Afrikaans as a second language. Got through that, and then when I got to high school, our class was introduced to French. So it was always how I was only exposed to international languages.
Je m'appelle Simba à toi.
Je m'appelle. No, Madida Papa. Madida Papa means what's your name?
What's your name?
No.
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 Simba, Atwa, and yours.
What's it?
Yes.
And
And you?
And you, yes.
which one am I speaking? Is it French or Italian?
No, it's French.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, merci à vous.
Comment ça va?
Comment dit la blague?
Comment dit la blague?
I thought I was showing you. But nah, I basically...
I did French just right.
But then,
Where is the management of the building? But when a black person says management, it's a problem.
management.
We are screwed in. Management, right? Before we go into that, I spoke about production because recipes Uncle Shona, right?
Yeah.
We were recording the podcast last week when the news came.
The day it happened, literally it happened while we were recording.
Because I think, I also, when you also about production, I wanted to speak about Ferguson Films. I think Ferguson Films has shown the whole of South Africa that you can go beyond your comfort zone.
Yeah.
I understand that half the time there's a budget, but there's doing things.
They've stretched, they've opened,
Right? Helicopter guys just for an episode.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Kings of Joburg, guys.
Kings of Joburg was dope, man. And I'm sharp, but I also have my other things about Kings of Joburg.
Okay.
But I just want to say, Ferguson Films has changed the game, though. We used to watch our soap, backstage, our standard, our generations, and that's literally in one room. Oh, you can't even, they don't even show you cast,
Especially Scandal.
You understand? Especially generations, you're always in Israel, inside Israel, or Saskado Court, or you're at the parking lot, or you're at the bar, it's Adana. What's the name of the bar? Where Chris Brown was drinking tequila.
Chris Brown was there.
Chris Brown was the next.
Who else was
When
there?
was this?
Call back. Tell me the other guy.
Zamani, Cypher, Ajax.
Generations, man. Who's the Hitman's bodyguard?
Jackson.
Why are we generations? And then Ukenzi was the Kings of all of South Africa is now making jokes. So we'll see how shit. What's social by average? Her character is amazing.
Oh, she's there too.
She's there.
I always liked her acting. I think she's good, bro. She played the role of an ABC in Simba or something. I think she killed that.
Guys. Generation.
Also, Simso's husband. Yeah.
Wife.
We've been on this marriage today.
So, guys. Her character
She's
is
still beautiful, yeah.
she's gorgeous. And her character is different from what we know her as.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of pin things onto people. So you kind of pin this personality onto a character.
Yes.
Like how I'm now saying don't be.
Yeah.
You understand? So her character there, you always flop with the juicy
Right.
man.
When said much, what did you do?
I just put it on the table.
So she won't make it class and for class or make it.
But the conversation, you attach your character to.
So when she came as this boss lady type of thing, it was striking. It was intriguing to watch.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think it's important for our South African characters, in as much as we have repetition with our actors and actresses, but I feel like give them a variety of characters.
Yeah.
U-Andiswa bangabi the same Andiswa la abo andukinayo nangaleyo yobo andukinayo nangale usezosuka yoba manager abantu abaklinayo.
But I personally beg to differ.
No, but I
I
understand.
get what you're saying.
Sometimes you perfect your character, but it's not the best that you can do.
Oh.
If you never step out of your comfort zone, you never know what you can do.
Yeah.
So if there's room for you to try new things, do that.
Like for instance, a guy that okay, not in South African context, just in the international context. We just spoke about him now, Samuel L. Jackson. He does action, he does comedy. He can go into drama. One of my personal favorites, Denzel Washington. Yo, that guy is a crazy.
There's a track, there's a piano track about Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I know the song. There's a song for got John Wick.
Then there's Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
I think it's so true.
Then there's Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a Schwarzenegger song.
Why not for fun down?
Van Damme! So Van
Why not for
I'm wearing the shoes. I'm wearing the shoes.
Winters don't fly.
Yeah, but I must say, I love Mascali.
Yeah.
I really, for some odd reason, I'm picky when it comes to music. Right?
Yeah.
I'm picky, but yet very diverse.
Yeah.
Same.
But when it comes to, there's Mascali, then there's this type of Mascali that's from Lesotho. I like to call it Lesotho Mascali.
See, it's a more.
No, that's Twana. That's Twana. Shout out, hi. That's Twana, dog. Ulengan.
Stand tall. Say,
Stand Twana.
That doesn't say.
Stand Twana.
Just as it as I see.
Did I hear you?
No, the beat goes to. Whatever, guys.
Shout. Now I want to get to the Scan.
That's what it says, dog. You heard something else, and I watching it. You heard some funny things. Who's it just doesn't know about you?
It's like you.
Because I played it in my head and I was like, shit, it's it. That's why I want to hear it again.
Make sure.
No, part of me is actually glad I don't understand.
Yeah, I know.
You should really look at it. It's actually a dope song.
That's on a song. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. I know it already.
Yeah, but no, I must say, like, there's something about Zulu for me. In fact, in Nguni, if I can say, but with the exception of Xhosa. No.
So get that song, of course.
No, not like that. That's why I have to put it out there. It's not like that. I just think maybe it's because I understand that division of Nguni languages more than Xhosa and all the others.
Sure.
Because when it comes to Indebele and Isizulu, those are very common.
Hey, but David is difficult for me. Eh? There's a thing of mine who speaks in David, sometimes I'm just like, hey, King, come back.
Yeah.
You know?
And Indebele goes like this.
Yeah, the David goes. But I suppose it's its own language too, so it's supposed to go at some point, but it's good and she can understand what it is saying, it's supposed to use.
But that's Tswana for you. It's Wangushisha, but baby, better Wangushisha. Simz, what are you saying now? I had a what?
No, you know, very friends for this. No, I was saying on one side I played him, but actually I just thought about her so because her best friend came to visit me. You know? So we had chats and then at some point she had a thing with one of my boys. Right? I'm not gonna say who because my boys in a relationship, so if I fuck up then.
Yeah.
So I had a thing with her best friend who was paid, still paid.
Wait, so the best friend, the one that visited you,
Yeah.
was the one in the relationship?
No, the one who visited me was in a
Relationship with one of your boys?
yes.
Okay. So
I dated
the best
The
friend.
best friend. So Izola, she comes up and she's like, I will talk, good day, whatnot. Then she's like, yo, dog. Oh, I'm like, yo, dog, what's up? Where's that person, that former person of mine? You know? And she's like, we don't speak no more. It's been months since we spoke and whatnot. So what I'm trying to say, dog, people change inside, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine you call this person your other half, even the phone is based. Now it's a ghost town, bro.
Things change, people things, feelings change too. Never thought the circumstances would have changed you. I'm done.
That's how they put it.
Exactly. What track is that?
Come and see me for once.
Oh.
Come and see me for once. You'll never come me. It's Party Next Door Drake.
Talking about reunite, so we speak French now. Something. That's my favorite kind of song. But yeah, man, people change. And personally, I've noticed a lot of changes amongst the band. I was having a convo with Simba.
You know, when you spoke about that, I got touched.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand that it's okay to change.
Okay.
People don't understand that it's okay to outgrow each other. Like there's one person right now
Sure.
who she basically ghosted our friendship
Yeah.
for other people.
Sure.
No, I mean I'm not gonna blame it fully on her because Nami, I'm not perfect.
Sure.
But what my friends know is that Nina, I would jump over bridges for you.
Yeah.
Asikho isikhathi la ngizothi khona eish. So, you understand?
Yeah.
Because I understand the fundamental part of friendships. But also, if you beg, I don't mind walking away.
I will shine. Shine was not. I know.
No, listen, we think that's fine.
Shine is right now.
It's okay to walk away.
Yeah.
You know, she started acting up with the thought. Because Mina, you will do something and I'll still be there for you to come back to. You understand? But there's a limit. Mina, I care a lot about my mental health and my spiritual health.
Sure.
Yes, I'm very hard on myself in any other aspect of life. But spiritually and mentally,
Yeah.
because I understand Uguti, if I can't build myself, then it means I'm expecting somebody else to. So when they screw up, I'm going to forgive. Oh, damn time. I can't just be giving. You understand? You can't just give for 2 years.
Yeah. I was so empty.
Yeah?
Sure, I get you.
So it's okay to outgrow one another. It is okay to be best friends today
And not this smart.
not best friends tomorrow. Not because you hate each other, but because
Outgrown each other.
you've outgrown each other. We have values that differ from.
Yeah.
There's actually a friend
Values
of
that differ
mine.
from each other.
There's a friend of mine that I was actually quite close with in first year. And we were two friends of mine actually. We were so close to the point whereby wherever people were looking for the other, they would look for me, or vice versa. Because we were always with each other. We lived in the same place, we went to the same campus, we used the same mode of transportation, whatever and then it just happened we would see, now when he moved out, we drifted, Try to keep in touch. Of course, sometimes you try to sustain the relationship because you feel like, okay, I can't just do this because how will this other person feel? But the truth of the matter is sometimes, if upeli, you understand? I think it's just one more thing before you say. There's a friend of mine, well, I actually see her as like a sister type of vibe. She once said to me that people are sometimes put in your life for a reason and for a season.
Yeah.
And once that season elapses, they leave. It's like you're expecting it to be winter without the cold. That's impossible.
Yeah.
So winter goes with the cold.
Yeah.
Same concept.
So this goes well with what I was talking about the other day. I was actually talking to one of my friends, one of my very close friends, from back in high school. And it's always my high school friends. So we don't necessarily need to talk every day for us to keep our friendship going. Who can't to understand you're my friend and we haven't spoken for months. But if I'm in shit, I will text you and be like, Lalera, listen, something. I just need it to vent. That's all. I feel it on the receiving end. I should know this can be fixed like this. So do this. And understanding what we're still friends. But I I'm always saying, you will never find me. No, let me not say you will never. But you will seldom find me doing things that people do to socialize.
Yeah.
You understand? Yes, here and there when I do go out. Here and there, you understand? I don't have the time.
Very rare commodity.
Now, time is such a special thing. You understand what Tim? When I'm late for work, time will go by so fast as I'm walking. I will take 5 minutes to go from my gate to the campus gate because time is so fast. And I'm trying to race against time. I'm now power walking, semi-jogging. But time just seems to be faster. Hence I'm saying I don't have time. Sometimes I even struggle to find time for myself.
Yeah.
Just because I'm having a lazy day and I'm in bed, it doesn't mean I'm giving myself time. Just because I am in bed watching series and not doing any other thing, it doesn't mean I'm giving myself time. It means I'm passing time.
Oh, philosophers.
So, at the end of the day, somebody asked me what I'm doing. And I'm like, I will get back to you. And I never got back to him. Because I will never put myself in a situation where you will never see me get into a relationship with someone who has too much time on their hands. You will never see me get into a relationship with someone who needs to be on a call with me every second of the day. Because I've experienced that.
Amen.
And I figured it would What's it was last year? Was it last year or the year before last? What's it was leaders last year?
Yeah. I know that one. That one was a revolutionary statement.
See, I understand. It wasn't in a manner of mocking.
Oh, man.
But you guys must be in the same
level of business.
You understand? You can't. Ngiyakwazi ukuthi ujule nomuntu ongenzile lutho ube obvious.
It's gonna rub off. No, it's gonna rub off. It might make you also slack and start losing yourself.
Yeah, it's not gonna
leaders must date leaders, though.
We understand what if I say that I'm in a meeting, I am in a meeting, I'll let you know when I'm out. Nah, vice versa. When he says I'm in a meeting, I need to understand.
Leaders are both in the meeting together.
Leaders must date leaders.
I think that's not date leaders.
That's the real of the day, my brother.
So that's the thing. We're not saying guys
don't give each other time.
Exactly. Give each other time. But let there be understanding.
But
and we don't mean it in the literal way if you're a leader you must date him. No. But you must just be in a state of understanding. Schedules are never the same. Even for leaders.
They really aren't.
You understand? Me right now, I have 3 jobs. 3 jobs. The other one is demanding, very demanding. So is the new one. That one is demanding too. But I need to find time. I need to find time for my academics. For my academics. I need to find time. No.
Hey, that check,
I'm thinking that yesterday I had something to 11:59.
You're fun now.
You know, 11:59 guys has become such a traumatizing time of the day.
23:15. 23.
You know that minute before midnight.
It's a haunted time, that one.
You know how
Why back when it's midnight, man? Why don't you just say this thing is true and
dog.
I think no, you know why? I think it's because
we're giving you the day.
no, but the fact that it confuses people. Ngizothi mhlawumbe ngizothi mina ngomhlaka 8:00. Inamhlanje.
So that means
tonight, midnight.
It was 2 already.
Exactly.
It's over. So yeah, the due date ended.
Yeah. It's fine.
So I think the confusion then becomes ukuthi mufaka umhlaka 8, umuntu uzocabanga ukuthi umhlaka 8. Kanti it's actually umhlaka 7. Crossing over to umhlaka 8. So 11:59 is the safest. And you know how the internet just does things.
You guys, yesterday, one of the same thing you're talking about yesterday, I did everything since everything was done. The only thing that I had to do was just submit. I decided to relax. Let's chill, legs around, chill. 23:42. Some hand texts me, she's like, exit, just submit. Blackboard, it's in Panama credentials, invalid. Change the pin, change everything.
Time is moving faster.
Chief, and you know how long it takes to change our credentials
Yeah.
and CFS? It can take you 5 minutes, but after that 5 minutes, it can take 2 days to refresh into the system to see that you change. So I was logged out. I had to submit by email.
At least you learn to submit your stuff very good.
And I must say, actually, like I didn't have a bad story behind 11:59 this time around.
Yeah, that's good.
But I did my work at work. Like we finished. Well, we didn't finish early, but we finished early.
Oh, okay.
So I sat there and I did my assignment, and then I finished it. But mainly balapant, like mainly balapant. So I still had to type it. Sharp. After that, Dina and I went to the mall. The time what was calling, they says Buya M1, like to Daniel's place.
Oh, okay.
And then I told not even for a long time before, and then I went back to my place. When I got to my place, I sold pinyama, I chopped a veggie, and I put everything in the fridge.
Time just went
I
up.
procrastinator. No, it wasn't kanjalo, but like, you know, I knew in my mind, you see, I still need to type this. And I knew it wasn't going to take long. So I cleaned my room, I just did things, I was just everywhere. And then eventually, I think at 9, I'm like, shucks, I have 2 hours to take this, and submit. But I did it on time, guys. For the first time, I submitted at 10 past 11.
You girl.
Thank you.
So a lot of never a point to it or no same trade escape, right? Okay.
At least you graduated.
You
There's
graduated.
no such thing. That thing is a scam, Jensen. Once you're back in the system, you're back in the system.
No, but
the
the
system's
reason-
gonna work if you gotta keep going.
The reason why I'm saying you are at least graduate is because once you have graduated, you know what it feels like to be free. The reason why I'm saying that is because many of us are doing our degrees for our parents.
Well, that
We're doing our degrees because our parents you can't have in metric and you wanna go straight into work. The work environment prioritizes people who have tertiary qualifications.
You know what I regret about it? It's a regret now. For now, I suppose in the long run, doing postgraduate would be a regret, right? Is that my intention of degree was always my parents said they would get a degree. After that, they were cool. Like, what you think you're doing, like, I'm going back to school. Right? But my intention of going back to school was, my parents have always funded my education. Since a crash, just, I wanted to like get a scholarship and I almost got that. Shit went south, so I was really in the system. So I just don't like the fact that Tekai is still taking care of my fees. So that's why something just feels like, what the hell is this? I feel like I'm draining the image, you understand? Like, but yeah,
Before we leave, I just wanted to say for the youth and the people that are bringing up kids at the moment, don't believe more in degrees instead of believing more in dreams.
Yeah.
Because a degree without a dream is just a paper. But a dream without a paper still can manifest. So that's what I'm saying. Even this piece of paper, once Ingen SMS qualification obtained, I told my parents. In fact, I told my mom, it's a chief. Okay, not a chief.
What all you respect?
But mommy.
The way I say it sounds like I said, hey, chief. This is what. But I had a conversation with her and I told her, now, personally, I was doing this degree thing for you because it gives them comfort even if I go out and hustle for my dreams. If things don't work out, I'm not going to be a burden on them at my big age. So that's my presence. That's what,
So tell the kids that too. Tell the person who's got dreams that yes, they don't manifest only through a degree. But I also still advise you kid to get the degree.
We still do. We just say don't prioritize.
You know what I mean?
A degree over.
The truth is, when she gets a fan, I suppose your degree is what saves you. I think once you are educated, your opinion is valued more.
It is. Definitely is, man.
So go get that degree, kid. Remember you were saying Lobola depends on what the child studied. I don't know about that one. That's right. If apparently there's some institution being built that offers hairdressing, I don't know if that's true. But it's a course, right? Let's say it's true. And nails, it's true. So it's true. Let's say
you go to school to do that, guys.
You understand? So let's say that daughter that I fell in love with is a graduate in that. Then I get to a family and you are going under the notion of what she studied is how the Lobola is, set. How much is Lobola there?
No, I don't think in that case there's. Okay, this is the tricky thing about Lobola. When the qualification is not really desirable. What's desirable, guys? When I say desirable.
Let's say desirable. Let's start with hairdressing. You guys confirm there is an institution that offers that. Is that desirable?
It's desirable if it's something that can be put to the table and alleviates the costs of living. You can't say I studied to do marketing and your marketing is advertising something for someone and you're not getting paid for it.
Sure.
At the end of the day, more figure cleanly, C2, we are both tired. No, I'm just giving an example.
I think I'm missing you within your example.
Okay.
Now we're going to tell you that she's got a degree in whatever.
Or you're not using hairdressing.
But I also want to know what is not desirable.
That's what I'm saying. It's all according to.
Just put it like this, man. Your doctor, your lawyer,
teachers. I actually wanted to say teachers the baby number. That's what I wanted to say.
Your teacher, your.
How much Lobola you pay for a teacher? How wants to Lobola. Okay, yeah,
What is this? What is
here's a scenario. You've got a daughter, a mom who's studying medicine, she's working shampoo. You've got another daughter, she's studying.
No, guys, but the
For
thing
me,
is
it doesn't happen. It doesn't. For me, it's not based on that, bro.
Why?
That's what I was saying. I want to establish what is desirable, guys. Like, how does this Lobola thing go?
Mina, with the Zulu culture, this is what I'm going to say. With the Zulu culture, there are cows, specific
Yes.
cows.
Most
Only
African
Lobola mama,
cultures.
only Lobola baba, only Goe, Yobi, all that. So I think people just use the whole qualification thing to add on to.
Yeah.
Because there's a standard, I'm not even going to say there's a standard price because it wasn't supposed to be imama. But in homes, there's a certain number of homes that need to be brought into the family. So maybe you might and the tricky part is the fact that you know the price, the price of the other cows can't be lower than the home. So if you go mama babies are say 15,000.
They have to be 15K and above.
15K and above. Whether you say 15,001, normal or 17K, yeah.
So really, that's how it is. That's why I was trying to say, the standards or desirable. It's the desirable aspect is just an addition to what has or has already been set. Meaning to say that even a hand that is not, let's say maybe a graduate, she is still eligible for Lobola according to customs traditions. And that number cannot be, like you say, Simso, the value of the first cow needs to be. You understand what I'm saying?
So
But
you're saying in this context, education is an additional fee for the one who's Lobola.
So guys,
yeah.
How many cows you want right now, Ghosty?
it's not what that's not about what I want.
Okay, you don't determine the cows, right? Like that's the uncle.
I'm not even supposed to know how much money
Can't wait for time you say to the one that goes cheese. Oh my god.
Oh, when I'm
Oh my god.
You're going to be that uncle who gets the money every time when the person wants to speak. Or is that just the way?
thank you for joining us, guys, for episode 7. You can find us on our socials.
Instagram? No, the open box.
Yeah, and our personal socials.
They are under the Instagram page of the open box.
So you will find us there.
And the description link as well. They can find it there.
Yeah. So have yourselves a productive month ahead. Love yourself. Prioritize yourself.
Something.
We're dropping time saying sometime this week. So that's exciting. Please do subscribe and similar content to the open box.
Well, I know.
But it's just Uncle saying individual most of the times. So exciting times for Kid Radio. Exciting times for YouTube. No, we don't do YouTube